Alright, so welcome back to a video on the channel. So in this video, I work on continuing the doc project in my base. Pretty cool. But let's get to the actual topic at hand now. Okay, so for the last year, you have probably noticed that every single major website on the internet has pretty much started demanding that you prove who you are. And every major tech company just went along with it. Like browsers, for example, well, they've been falling in line. Operating systems, they have been falling in line. Platforms have been falling in line one by one. Until last week, though, because on May 5th, 19 organizations finally stood up together and said no. And the part that nobody is talking about is what that actually means for every single person watching this video. Okay, so first let me just read you the list. Because the signatories of this open letter, well, they are not just random privacy think tanks that nobody cares about. Like Mozilla, the company that makes Firefox, which is the only major browser left on Earth that isn't owned by a massive advertising monopoly. Also the Tor project, the literal infrastructure of anonymous browsing. Proton, the encrypted email and VPN company that has been quietly making alternatives, privacy respecting versions of Google products for over a decade now. Like Molvad, the VPN that has literally refused multiple government subpoenas simply because they literally don't store the data the government is asking for. And there's also ExpressVPN, IPVanish to the Internet Society, and the EFF, all sorts of organizations. The organization has been winning Fourth Amendment cases in actual U.S. federal courts since the 1990s. EFF is the GOAT. 19 organizations all coordinated on the record and telling governments in writing that they refuse to help build the age verification infrastructure that is being mandated worldwide. And the letter itself, well, it does not mince words. It explicitly states that current age verification technologies are insufficiently accurate, undermine privacy and data security, or are just not widely available. And that mandating these technologies across the web will just create what they call age-gated jurisdictions, where pretty much every adult on the planet has to upload a government ID just to read, I don't know, a static web page. This is the operational backbone of the privacy respecting internet in coordination, publicly refusing to comply. That has not happened before, not at this scale, not on this timeline, and not all 19 of these at once. Now here's why this specific letter is different from every other privacy letter that gets published and just ignored. Look at what's happening in the exact same news cycle. For instance, National ID Database, the government agency that pretty much issues every single passport and driver's license in that nation, the entire country, got cracked open last month by a 15-year-old kid exploiting a misconfigured API. The EU's brand new digital identity wallet, which pretty much is supposed to replace fragmented national ID systems across all member states in the European Union, was literally hacked in under 2 minutes by a security researcher using a free file explorer. And Discord age verification vendor, they leaked 70,000 government IDs through one phone call to a customer service rep. By bringing up all these examples, I'm just proving that every single piece of evidence that mandatory digital identification does not work is landing in the same news cycle. Every single failure case is being publicly documented in real time. And right when the entire industry was supposed to keep folding, 19 of the most credible privacy organizations on the planet stood up at once and said, "We are not building your damn cage." And before anyone in the comments section just says something well, just switch Firefox, that is not what this is fully about, and I do want to be really clear about why. Firefox can only resist this as long as the underlying web standards let it function. The actual fight is not about which browser you personally choose. The actual fight is about what gets baked into the protocols that are actually underneath every browser. Things for example, device attestation, things web environment integrity, things the hardware level identity verification that Google pretty much has already been quietly building into Chrome through cloud fraud defense. Those mandates get baked into the technical standards that websites use to decide if your connection is even allowed in the first place. Firefox can refuse all it wants and just end up locked out half of the internet. But the browser does not save you. The protocol underneath the browser, it either saves you or kills you. And the easiest way to understand the absurdity of what is happening right now is to imagine it, for example, happening on desktops. Like, I like this example because imagine Microsoft announced tomorrow that to read a Wikipedia article, your PC needs to like scan your face through a verified Windows hardware ID. And any Linux user was just automatically flagged as like a bot and denied access to the open web. Like, they would be like crazy hearings and stuff like that. And if you put it in that way, like, it sounds like very bad. Like, people will just lose their minds. And like, there will be like all sorts of stuff. But because this is just being rolled out one browser update, one state law, one platform mandate at a time, on mobile, on just on smaller screens, well, everyone just nods along because the magic words here are just like protecting children. Like, nobody wants to be the person arguing against like protecting the little kids. That's like the entire trick though. Like, they built the perfect Trojan horse, and for the last year it's been working flawlessly until 19 organizations called it out by name in writing. And look, I'm not going to oversell this. Like, the Children's Wellbeing in Schools Act in the UK is law. Like, laws in California, Colorado, other US states, like, those are laws. Like, the compliance infrastructure, it's still being built into the OS level, into the browser level, into the protocol level. France is still rolling out the whole digital identity wallet, all of that, even after their own database got, like, cracked by a teenager. And Discord, for example, it's still rolling out global ID verification by February. And recently, Instagram really killed like end-to-end encryption in DMs. Like, the pressure on the open internet has not stopped. And pretending it has would just be lying to people. But what is genuinely different right now, what is actually new in May of this year, is that for the first time, the people who would have to build this stuff are publicly in coordination on the record in writing, refusing to do it. Like, every government pushing these mandates, they were like banking on the exact same thing. Like, they were counting on the industry to fold. They were like counting on the engineers to pretty much just like implement it. Like, they were counting on like the lawmakers to just not push back. Like, they were counting on the privacy organizations just to simply like, write angry posts that nobody reads. And for years, that was exactly what was happening. Like, the industry, like, they were just quietly folding like one little concession at a time. But then 19 of the most like credible organizations on like the privacy respecting internet, well, they just publicly told like every government on the planet, like, we are not folding, like, we are not building like the gauge, and like, we're not implementing those mandates. And yeah, nations are watching, like the UK, EU, the US, like, they're watching. And every single government betting on silent compliance, well, they got a very big wake-up call. So yeah, that's it for this video. The compliance internet, it's not dead, but there is some resistance and refusing to fold. So yeah, drop a comment if you want. I want to get some hope out there. And yeah, I'll see you next time.